If you're determined to bring the best version of yourself to your world, please join us on this journey where we collect information, evaluate it, and try to see where it fits in, how it relates to the other pieces. Keep increasing your bandwidth. And as you do, check back with us often because we are your companions on this journey. Getting just a piece of a puzzle is not the same as seeing the entire view. And that's important to us as we learn about personal development and as we adapt truths that we learn. Perhaps you're getting advice from a variety of sources, and when you're holding just a single piece of information, it can be easy to get excited. Maybe think, oh, now I know how to live my life better. But be careful, because just knowing one thing is not the same as having perspective. In fact, at a mountaineering school in Yosemite, California, the students are taught how to climb a vertical granite wall, but they're told that they know just enough to get themselves killed. What do they need to learn? The rest of the art of technical rockcraft. So in a similar way, as we explore personal development, we could learn just enough to think we know something without really getting our minds around it. The best version of the story about why this is so dangerous comes from a childhood fable, and maybe you've read it. I read it years ago and I looked to find the author. It's out of print as far as I can tell, but it was called The Fool's Wages. Maybe you could let me know who the author was or who's credited with this, but the story goes basically like this. There was a young man that was not the brightest child in town, but he was strong and hardworking, and his mother sent him to get a job, and he went to work for a master who was very impressed with his ability. The first day, he gave the young man a brass coin, and on his way home, the young man was so proud of his wages that he was flipping that coin in the air and catching it and flipping it in the air, and then he walked across a little bridge over a stream and flipping that coin in the air, he lost it. It fell over the edge into the water below. So he got home and his mother said, "Did you get any wages today?" And he said, "Oh yes, I got a brass coin." "Well, what happened to it?" I lost it. I was throwing it in the air and one time I didn't catch it. And the mother said, "Oh, no, no, no. When they pay you with a brass coin, you hold it tightly in your hand. You squeeze it so it doesn't get away." So the next day, he goes to work, and again, he works very hard. He impresses his boss, and they give him a cube of butter. Well, applying the information he got yesterday, he squeezes it tight in his hands. By the time he gets home, the butter is gone. Mother asks again, "What happened to your wages?" "Well, they gave me a cube of butter and I did what you told me, Mom. I squeezed it tight on the way home." She's like, no. When they pay you with butter, what you do is you get a damp cloth and you put it on there and then perhaps even sprinkle some water on it as you walk to keep it cool. Well, the next day, they pay him with a cat. Applying the lesson he learned the day before, he gets a damp cloth, sets the cat on it and begins sprinkling water, and we know what happened. The cat didn't last very long. It ran away. So again, the mother, "Oh, what am I going to do with you?" When they give you a cat, you hold it close, hold it tight as you walk. So the next day they give him a dog, and the dog had no desire to be held tight. So the dog ran away. And she said, no. When they give you a dog, you've got to grab it by the collar and lead it. You pull it behind you, and it'll walk with you. So the next day, they pay him with a bag of flour. And dutifully, he follows the advice that he got yesterday, and he drags that bag of flour behind him down the path. Well, you can imagine that by the time he got home, The bag had worn a hole. All the flour was on the path. "Oh, what am I going to do with you?" she says. "When they pay you with a bag of flour, you got to take it and put it up on your shoulders and carry it that way to get all the way home with it." Well, the next day, the master was so impressed with this hardworking young man, and he'd worked so well all week long, that he decided he was really going to reward him. And he gave him a donkey. So our friend takes that donkey, and applying the counsel from yesterday, he figures out how to throw it up onto his shoulders, and he staggers home through the city carrying a donkey on his shoulders. Now, the way the childhood story goes, the ruler in the area had a daughter who was very depressed, and he had said that if anybody can make my daughter laugh, I will give him half my kingdom. Well, as the fool staggered through the town with the donkey on his shoulders, the princess, looking down from her window, began to laugh. And she laughed and laughed and laughed. And that's how the fool ended up being married to the princess. Now, for most of us, there is no magistrate that's going to give us the hand of his daughter in marriage for foolish behavior. For us, it behooves us to learn how to take information in and apply it correctly, not apply lessons from yesterday to today's problems. Now, how can we do that? Well, one of the best secrets to applying information is to not overreact to a single piece of information. If all you're holding is a piece of the puzzle, realize that it's too soon to begin making life-changing decisions. You see, a piece of the puzzle is just that. It's just one element of truth. And on this channel, we talk about a number of pieces of the puzzle. Don't revamp your whole idea of what's true based on one piece of information, no matter where it comes from. What we want to do is to continue to collect pieces of truth with this fundamental understanding, and that is that all truth is connected. Everything fits into the universal tapestry of truth. Think about that for a moment. If something is true, it fits, and we're going to be able to see where it fits. Now, putting a jigsaw puzzle together, you know that if you have to force a piece in, it's probably in the wrong spot. That's not where it fits. So always ask questions. A good question to ask when we get any new piece of information is, what are my assumptions? What do I think I know? And what if my assumptions are wrong? Remember this, you and I don't know what we don't know. We sometimes know just enough to be dangerous to ourselves. And so applying lessons incorrectly can result in us making a fool of ourselves. Specific insights, the ones that we share on this channel or the ones that we acquire anywhere in our journey, are just pieces. They're aspects of universal truths. And we really don't know where they fit until we get more information. So search for the panoramic view that's only visible when you get to the place where you can look down and see it all, see how all the pieces fit together. So if you're determined to bring the best version of yourself to your world, keep increasing your bandwidth. At Humble Viewpoint, we are your companions on that journey.